For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. This is a space where I share deep thoughts and valuable insights on life and technology. Beyond just providing information, I hope to offer perspectives that enrich your understanding and experiences. I truly appreciate your support, so please don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest content. Let's explore and enjoy this journey together. Have you ever loved someone so much that just the thought of losing them caused you pain? I believe that at least once in our lives we've all experienced that feeling. The feeling of your heart being torn into pieces, every breath becoming a struggle and everything around you seeming to lose its meaning. The long days where all you want to do is forget, but forgetting isn't that easy. The journey of healing, as I've experienced it, isn't a straight path. Sometimes I thought I had moved on, but then just one song, a familiar place, or a fleeting memory would pull me back into the depths of that sorrow. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever walked past places where the two of you used to be and it feels like time was just a dream and they're still right there beside you? For me, healing is a process. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's not something you can force or run away from. I used to think I could be strong and get over it, but the truth is, the harder I tried to forget, the more I remembered them. There were nights when I stayed awake, just thinking about what I had lost. And when the dawn came, I realized I hadn't just lost someone, but also a part of myself. The feeling of having no one to share the little things in life with, when everything becomes meaningless, that's a void that's not easily filled. Have you ever stood in a crowded place but felt lonelier than ever? Those were the moments when I felt the loss most deeply, like a dull ache creeping into every thought, every beat of my heart. But then one day I realized, things can't stay that way forever. Maybe you'll be like me and one day you'll stop thinking about what broke your heart. Not because you've completely forgotten, but because you've learnt to live with it, like a scar on your skin. Sometimes it'll hurt when the weather changes, but it's also a mark of a time when you grew, when you became stronger. Have you ever looked back on those old days and no longer felt the pain? If you have, that's a sign that you're healing. You're no longer caught in the whirlwind of memories, but you're beginning to look to the future with new hopes. For me, that was when I started to find joy in the little things again, like a peaceful morning with a warm cup of coffee, or the gentle sound of rain outside the window. Things that I once thought would never bring me happiness again. The healing process for me was learning to love myself more. It was understanding that you can't change the past, but you can choose how to face it. There were times when I felt so weak, like I couldn't go on, but then I realized that in that weakness, I found the strength to keep going. Have you ever felt like giving up, but then realized that no matter what, you have to live, you have to keep moving forward? That journey wasn't easy, but it wasn't meaningless either. Every time I fell, I got back up, stronger than before, and I learned that no one can heal me but myself. Have you ever felt like everything was against you, but then realized that as long as you keep going, the light at the end of the tunnel will slowly appear? And then one day I realized I no longer blamed anyone, no longer wallowed in old sorrows. I learned to forgive, not just others, but also myself. I used to blame myself a lot, wondering why I couldn't hold on to them, why I couldn't do better. But then I understood. It wasn't anyone's fault. Everything happens for a reason, and I had to learn to accept it. Have you ever forgiven yourself? If not, I encourage you to try. Forgiveness isn't weakness. It's a way to free yourself from unnecessary burdens. I used to think that if I could change the past, I would do everything differently. But now, I just want to live fully in the present and embrace whatever the future brings. Healing isn't a destination, it's a journey. Every step is a lesson, every pain is an opportunity to understand yourself better. I used to think that when it was all over, I wouldn't feel anything anymore. But the truth is, I still feel, but those feelings no longer hurt me. They've become a part of me, helping me grow and become stronger. And one day you will stop thinking about what broke your heart. You'll look back with a smile, remember the good times, and be grateful for the experiences. Have you ever looked back and felt grateful? Grateful for everything that's happened, whether it was painful or joyful. It all contributed to who you are today. For me, I have no regrets about anything that's happened. Every fall was a chance to learn something new about love, about life, and about myself. Have you ever felt like you've been through it all and now you can face anything without fear? The journey of healing is a journey of courage, of patience, and of love for yourself. And then one day you'll realize you've truly healed, not because you've forgotten, but because you've learned to accept, to live with what's happened, and to love yourself more. You won't have to struggle with negative emotions anymore, but instead you'll embrace them as a part of life. Have you ever tried to understand yourself in those moments when it seemed like you couldn't go on? Looking back on everything I've been through, I see that every pain, every loss had its reason. Have you ever thought that way? If not, try to think about it. Sometimes in our weakest moments, we see our true strength most clearly. There were times when I felt so tired that I didn't want to go on, but then, in those moments, I realized that if I didn't keep going, no one else could help me. Have you ever felt like that? Like you're swimming in a vast ocean with no destination, no shore in sight, but if you stop, you'll be swept away. And then I realized I had to keep going, not because I was strong, but because I had no other choice. I used to think that if I could go back to the past, I would never let myself love someone so much. But the reality is, we can't control our hearts. I've learned that loving means accepting risks, and sometimes those risks lead to pain. But you know, those pains are also a part of life. They're what make us more human, help us grow, and understand the true value of love. I used to ask myself, why do I have to go through this? Why do I have to endure this pain? But then I realized there's no simple answer. Everyone has their own journey, and every journey has its own challenges. The important thing is, I don't let those challenges define me, but I learn to overcome them, to keep living no matter how hard it gets. Have you ever sat alone at night, listening to the clock tick, and felt time pass so slowly? In those moments, I felt the loneliness most clearly, but at the same time, I also realized that it was in that loneliness that I found myself again. I learned to listen to myself, to face my true emotions instead of running away from them. And then one day I realized I wasn't afraid of those long, lonely nights anymore. I learned to enjoy those quiet moments as an opportunity to reflect, to contemplate life, what's past and what's yet to come. Have you ever felt that way? If not, try spending some time with yourself, listening to your inner emotions. You'll find that sometimes we need those moments to really understand what we want, what we need. The journey of healing isn't something miraculous that happens overnight. It's a long process, sometimes a lifetime. I've learnt that nothing is permanent, not joy, not sorrow. But what's important is what we learn from those experiences and how we become better, stronger after each fall. So, if you're going through a tough time, remember, you're not alone. Everyone has their own pain, but everyone also has the ability to heal. Trust yourself, give yourself time, and one day you'll see that you've overcome it all and you've become a better version of yourself. With everything I've been through, I just want to say, you will stop thinking about what broke your heart. You won't be haunted by those painful memories anymore, but you'll remember them as part of life, part of the path you've walked to become the person you are today. And finally, you'll realize, life still has so much beauty waiting for you ahead. I wish you find peace within your soul, and remember, You are always worthy of love, of happiness, and of living every moment of your life to the fullest. Thank you for taking the time to listen and share this moment with me in this video. I hope what I've shared offers you new perspectives. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to encourage me to create more exciting content. Every like and subscription brings me so much joy and motivation. See you in the next video.